Ladies and gentlemen, I want to speak to you today about something that has the power to shape your future, protect your peace, and secure your destiny. Many battles in life are not lost on the battlefield, but with a careless use of words. A single conversation, a moment of weakness, a misplaced trust. These can unravel years of effort, break hearts, and even invite dangers you never expected. The world teaches us to be open, to share everything, to bare our hearts to the world. But let me ask you, has that ever brought you true peace? Or has it led to regret, pain, and even betrayal? There are things that, as a woman, you should never reveal to anyone, not because of fear, but because wisdom demands it. Because what you say can either build or break you. Because some things are sacred, and when they are exposed to the wrong people, they can be used against you. Stay with me today, and I will reveal 7 things that every woman must keep guarded. 7 things that should never pass from your lips to untrustworthy ears. This message is not just about keeping secrets. It is about protecting your joy, your purpose, and your destiny. 1. Your deepest fears. What you fear the most is what the enemy will use against you. When people know your weaknesses, they know where to strike. Fear should be taken to God, not to people who might exploit it. 2, your family's private struggles. Every family has challenges, but exposing those struggles to the wrong people can turn private pain into public shame. The integrity of your home is worth protecting. 3, your future plans. Not everyone clapping for you is happy for you. Some listen just to tear down what you are trying to build. Silence is your greatest defense until the work is done. 4, your good deeds for others. When you help someone, do it in humility. The reward is not in recognition, but in the act itself. Let God honor you, not the applause of men. 5, your past mistakes. The past is behind you for a reason. Not everyone deserves to hear the battles you fought, because some will only see you through the lens of your failures. 6, your relationship problems. No marriage, no friendship, no relationship is perfect. But when you air your struggles to the wrong people, you invite division instead of healing. Seek wise counsel, not public opinion. 7, your financial status. Whether you are rich or struggling, money creates enemies as well as friends. Keep your finances private, because revealing too much can lead to manipulation, jealousy, or false friendships. Ladies, guarding your words is guarding your peace. Let wisdom be your guide, discretion your shield, and faith your stronghold. The world does not need to know everything about you. Only God does. And in that silence, you will find strength, security, and the divine protection that no one can take away. God bless you. Words hold a power beyond what we often realize. They shape our realities, define our relationships, and influence the course of our lives. A woman who understands this truth walks carefully in conversation, recognizing that every word she speaks has the potential to either build or destroy. There are words that uplift, heal, and inspire, but there are also words that wound, expose, and invite destruction. What we say in a moment of vulnerability, frustration, or even excitement can come back to shape our future in ways we never expected. Many people live under the illusion that words are weightless, that what they share with others carries no consequence beyond the moment. But history and personal experience tell us otherwise. A single sentence can break a bond that took years to build. A misplaced confession can arm an enemy with the very tool needed to bring us down. Gossip, even when spoken innocently, has the power to spread like wildfire. And once spoken, words can never truly be taken back. They take root in the minds of those who hear them, shaping their perceptions, altering their actions, and sometimes turning a friend into a foe. A woman who shares too much, too freely, may find herself surrounded by people who do not value her words, but rather use them for their own gain. There are those who listen not out of love, but out of curiosity, not to help, but to harm. They collect information like weapons, waiting for the right time to use them. And often betrayal comes from the very people in whom trust was placed. This is why wisdom teaches us that not every ear is worthy of hearing our deepest thoughts, struggles, and dreams. Silence at times is the greatest form of protection. We live in an age where people are encouraged to share everything on social media, in conversations, and in public forums. Transparency is praised, but true wisdom knows that some things should remain hidden. When a woman shares every detail of her life, she exposes herself to judgment, criticism, and even envy. Not everyone who listens is happy for her success. Not everyone who hears about her struggles wishes to see her overcome them. Some will smile in front of her, but rejoice in secret when she stumbles. A wise woman learns the art of restraint. She knows that not every thought needs to be spoken. Not every feeling needs to be expressed. And not every secret needs to be shared. There is a time to speak and a time to remain silent. The ability to discern the difference is a mark of strength. Those who master this understanding walk with confidence, knowing that their words are a reflection of their wisdom. They do not waste them on ears that do not deserve them. They guard their speech as one guards a treasure, because in many ways that is exactly what it is. A treasure that, when used wisely, leads to peace, respect, and lasting security. Some things in life are meant to be spoken, while others are meant to be guarded. A woman who understands this truth carries herself differently. She walks with an air of mystery, not because she is hiding something sinful, but because she knows the value of discretion. There is a sacredness to secrets. Certain things should remain between you, God, and your conscience. Not everything should be laid bare before the world, because once something is spoken, it is no longer fully yours. It becomes a part of someone else's knowledge, their perspective, and sometimes their arsenal. People often mistake openness for honesty, thinking that revealing everything about themselves makes them trustworthy. But true trustworthiness is not about how much you reveal. It is about how much you protect. There are conversations that are meant for the quiet places of prayer, not the public places of discussion. There are struggles that should be brought before God, not before people who may not understand, who may judge, or who may spread what was never meant to be shared. When you speak too freely, you unknowingly place your heart into the hands of others, and not every hand is gentle enough to hold it. Secrets have power. They are the foundation of intimacy with God, with family, and with yourself. When a woman shares too much, she risks weakening that foundation. A thought unspoken remains under her control, but the moment it is voiced, it takes on a life of its own. How many lives have been ruined because of a careless confession? How many relationships have been broken because of words shared with the wrong person? How many dreams have been delayed or destroyed because they were spoken too soon? There is wisdom in waiting, in knowing that some things must be nurtured in silence before they can be revealed in strength. There are also those who seek to extract secrets not out of love, but out of curiosity. They disguise themselves as friends, as confidants, as well-wishers, but their motives are not pure. They listen not to help, but to gather information. They may never attack openly, but they will whisper in corners, plant seeds of doubt, and use what they know at a time when it serves them best. A wise woman recognizes this danger and does not give her pearls to those who do not value them. She does not share her struggles with those who only wish to see her fall. She guards her heart, her thoughts, and her words, because she knows that once something is given away, it can never be fully taken back. Silence is not weakness, it is wisdom. A woman who masters the art of discretion walks in a strength that few understand. She speaks with purpose, revealing only what is necessary and keeping what is sacred within the walls of her own soul. In that silence, she finds power, peace, and a protection that no one can take from her. There is a great danger in revealing too much to the wrong people. In a world where people are encouraged to be open, to express every thought, and to share their lives without restraint, wisdom teaches a different path. Not everything should be spoken. Not every experience should be shared. There are things that when revealed too soon or to the wrong ears can lead to regret, pain, and even destruction. A woman who does not understand the danger of oversharing may unknowingly invite unnecessary trouble into her life. Words once spoken cannot be taken back. When you share too much, you give people access to parts of your life that they have no business knowing. Some people listen not because they care, but because they are collecting information. They may seem like friends, but in reality, they are observers waiting for the right moment to use what they know. Oversharing makes you vulnerable, and vulnerability in the wrong hands leads to betrayal. It is not that everyone is untrustworthy, but wisdom tells us that not everyone deserves to know everything about you. Many women have suffered heartbreak, not because they were weak, but because they placed their trust in the wrong person. They confided in someone who seemed kind, only to later realize that their secrets had been passed around like common news. The pain of betrayal is often caused by words that should have never been spoken in the first place. There are those who smile in your presence but rejoice in your downfall. They do not need to attack you openly. They simply wait for you to give them the tools they need to hurt you. And how do they receive those tools? Through the words you carelessly give away. Oversharing also invites unnecessary opinion. The more you share, the more people feel entitled to comment on your life. Your choices, your struggles, your dreams, when placed in the hands of others, become subject to their judgment. Some will offer wisdom, but many will offer discouragement, criticism, or even manipulation. Have you ever shared a dream with someone only to feel less confident after hearing their response? Some people do not see your vision the way you do. Some do not want to see you succeed. And some, even with good intentions, can plant seeds of doubt that weaken your faith in yourself. There is a time to speak and a time to remain silent. A wise woman knows that not every thought needs to be expressed. Not every problem needs to be discussed with others, and not every joy needs to be announced. Some things are meant to be nurtured in private until they are strong enough to withstand public scrutiny. Silence is not a sign of fear. It is a sign of wisdom. A woman who guards her words guards her life, and in doing so, she protects her peace, her purpose, and her future. Silence is a force more powerful than words. A woman who understands the value of silence walks with wisdom, knowing that not everything needs to be spoken, not every thought needs to be shared, and not every emotion needs to be voiced. In a world that encourages constant expression, the ability to remain silent is often mistaken for weakness. But true strength is not in saying everything. It is in knowing when to speak and when to remain quiet. Silence is a shield, a source of power, and a tool for discernment. There are moments when silence speaks louder than words. When someone offends you, responding in anger may feel natural, but silence robs the enemy of the satisfaction of your reaction. When faced with gossip and slander, words of defense are often unnecessary because the truth will eventually reveal itself. A wise woman does not waste energy arguing with those who are committed to misunderstanding her. She knows that silence, when used correctly, can protect her reputation, maintain her dignity, and prevent unnecessary conflict. Silence is also a sign of wisdom. A woman who speaks too much risks revealing things that should be kept private. Many people regret words they have spoken in moments of frustration, excitement, or vulnerability, but no one regrets the words they did not say. Silence allows time for reflection. It provides space to think, to weigh the consequences of speaking, and to decide whether words are even necessary. Some battles are won simply by refusing to engage. There is wisdom in waiting, in holding back words until the right time, and in recognizing that some things are better left unsaid. A woman who knows the strength of silence is also a woman who commands respect. When she speaks, people listen because they know that her words are measured and meaningful. She does not waste time on gossip, idle chatter, or unnecessary complaints. She does not seek validation by revealing too much about herself. The world is full of noise, but those who master the art of silence stand out as women of depth, mystery, and strength. Silence is also a place of spiritual power. In the quiet moments, God speaks. In silence, a woman finds clarity, peace, and divine guidance. Too often, people drown out the voice of wisdom with their own words. But those who embrace stillness discover that silence is where strength is renewed. A woman who does not fear silence is a woman who is secure in herself. She does not need constant reassurance from others, nor does she seek attention through words. She moves with purpose, guided by an inner strength that does not require explanation. A woman who understands the strength of silence guards her words as precious treasures. She knows that some things are sacred, meant only for her heart and for God. She does not waste her voice on things that do not matter, and because of that, when she does speak, her words carry weight, power, and wisdom beyond measure. Trust is one of the most precious gifts a woman can give. It is the foundation of every meaningful relationship, the thread that binds friendships, and the pillar that upholds love. But trust, when placed in the wrong hands, can become the very thing that brings pain, disappointment, and even destruction. A woman who trusts too easily, without wisdom or discernment, opens herself up to betrayal, heartbreak, and unnecessary suffering. Not everyone who smiles at you is your friend, and not everyone who listens to your story has good intentions. The cost of trusting the wrong people is often high. It can take years to build a sense of security and only moments to lose it. Many women have confided in those they believe to be loyal, only to find their secrets turned into gossip, their weaknesses used against them, and their kindness mistaken for foolishness. It is a painful lesson to learn that not everyone deserves access to your heart, your struggles, or your dreams. Some people come into your life not to build you up, but to take advantage of your openness, to gain from your vulnerability, and to leave you with wounds that take years to heal. One of the greatest dangers of misplaced trust is betrayal. Betrayal does not always come from enemies. It often comes from those we least expect. A friend, a family member, a confidant. Someone who once held your trust can become the very person who uses what they know against you. And when that moment comes, the pain is sharper than any weapon, because it is not just about losing trust in them, it is about losing a piece of yourself in the process. The realization that you shared too much, gave too much, and expected loyalty where it was never meant to be found can shake the very core of your faith in others. Trusting the wrong people can also lead to manipulation. There are those who listen not to understand, but to gain control. They will take your words and twist them, use your fears to their advantage, and keep you bound by emotional ties that are neither genuine nor healthy. A woman who trusts blindly may find herself caught in relationships that drain her, friendships that do not serve her, and situations that weaken rather than strengthen her. She may continue to give, hoping for reciprocity, but instead she will receive only disappointment. Wisdom teaches that trust should be earned, not freely given. A woman must observe, discern, and test the character of those who seek to be close to her. She must look beyond words and watch for actions. A person's consistency, loyalty, and integrity are revealed over time. True friends prove themselves in silence, not just in shared conversations. They protect what is given to them, hold confidence with honor, and never use trust as a weapon. The cost of trusting the wrong people is too great to take lightly. A wise woman guards her heart, knowing that trust is a treasure meant for those who have proven themselves worthy. Discretion is a shield, a silent guardian that protects a woman from unnecessary trouble, heartache, and regret. In a world where people are quick to share their thoughts, emotions, and struggles with anyone who will listen, discretion is becoming a rare but powerful virtue. A woman who understands the value of discretion walks in a kind of divine protection that cannot be easily broken. She knows that not everything should be spoken, not every thought should be shared, and not every detail of her life should be exposed. There is wisdom in knowing when to remain silent and when to speak. And those who master this wisdom are safeguarded from many of life's unnecessary battles. A woman who lacks discretion invites harm into her life without realizing it. She may believe that openness leads to connection, but in reality it often leads to exposure. The more people know about you, the more vulnerable you become. Not everyone who listens to you has your best interests at heart. Some are waiting for an opportunity to use your words against you, to twist your intentions, or to take advantage of your transparency. A wise woman understands that there are parts of her life that are sacred: her struggles, her plans, her weaknesses, and even her victories. These things are not meant to be shared with just anyone, but should be guarded with great care. Discretion also protects relationships. Many friendships, marriages, and family bonds have been destroyed because of an unguarded tongue. When personal matters are shared too freely with outsiders, trust is broken and division is sown. A woman who speaks wisely knows that some conversations should remain within the walls of her home, between her and God, or only with those who have proven themselves trustworthy. She does not allow temporary emotions to dictate permanent decisions, nor does she let momentary frustration lead her to expose what should remain private. One of the greatest dangers of lacking discretion is the loss of dignity. When a woman shares too much, especially about her personal life, she often finds herself being judged, misunderstood, or even ridiculed. People form opinions based on what they hear, and once something is spoken, it cannot be taken back. A woman who practices discretion carries herself with quiet confidence. She does not need to overshare to feel valued because she knows her worth is not determined by the approval of others. She speaks with purpose, knowing that her words carry weight and that silence, when used correctly, is more powerful than speech. Discretion is not about being secretive. It is about being wise. It is about knowing what to share, when to share it, and with whom. It is a divine protection that shields a woman from unnecessary pain, betrayal, and regret. A woman who walks in discretion walks in strength. She is unshaken by the opinions of others, unbothered by gossip, and untouched by the schemes of those who seek to harm her. In her silence there is wisdom, and in her wisdom there is divine security. A woman who understands the power of her words and the value of silence walks in wisdom that few possess. The ability to guard one's speech is not a weakness. It is a strength, a divine protection that shields her from unnecessary heartache, betrayal, and regret. In a world that encourages endless sharing, she chooses discretion. She knows that not every ear deserves to hear her struggles. Not every heart can be trusted with her dreams. And not every mind will understand her journey. There is peace in silence, dignity in restraint, and wisdom in knowing when to speak and when to remain quiet. A woman who masters this understanding is not easily shaken by gossip, nor is she swayed by the opinions of others. She moves with confidence, secure in the knowledge that her worth is not defined by how much she reveals, but by the strength she carries within. So, let every woman remember, her words are precious, her thoughts are valuable, and her silence, when used wisely, is a shield that no one can break. Speak with purpose, guard your heart, and walk in the wisdom of discretion. For in doing so, you will protect your peace, safeguard your future, and command the respect of all who cross your path.